Hello, my name is Steve Madewell, and we'd like to share a few closing comments for our video production today. I became aware of Ohio brook trout in the mid-'70s when I was attending college at Miami University, and some 10 years later, when I moved to northeastern Ohio, I met many of the individuals who were directly involved with their conservation and their management and monitoring over the years. George Klein is one of those individuals, and he recently asked me if I could chronicle my history of involvement with this project over the decades, and together we put together this small pamphlet that's available if you'd like to know more about the history of Ohio brook trout. The saga of the Ohio brook trout is an ongoing story, and hopefully one that will continue well into the future. Unfortunately, while accomplishing a great deal, the efforts of the past few decades have resulted in what simply can be regarded as marginal results. Based on this, the time may be here to explore other management options. Several years ago, the Geauga Park District purchased a section of Springbrook where the brook trout were located and established a Brook Trout Advisory Committee. This committee included representatives from a number of organizations, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Wildlife, Ohio EPA, both the Geauga Park District and the Cleveland Metro Parks, the Cleveland Museum of Natural History Trout Club, Trout Unlimited Emerald Necklace Chapter, and several other individuals, including Terry Harmon from the University School. The Division of Wildlife confirmed the earlier genetic evaluation initiated by the University School, indicating that these fish are truly native to Ohio. And out of concern for protecting this genetic heritage, all of the University School's work with non-native brook trout was suspended. This included the elimination of the self-sustaining population that Mr. Harmon and his students had established at Sulphur Springs and Cleveland Metro Parks. Wild Ohio brook trout were collected and propagated from the two remaining source streams, Woody Brook and Springbrook. Unfortunately, during this time period, the Woody Brook genetic clone group was lost due to impacts associated with land use and development and an accident at the state hatchery where the brood stock were held. A number of streams in northeastern Ohio were evaluated, and a number of native brook trout were introduced or stocked into those that appeared to be most suitable. All but one of the streams where brook trout have been stocked have failed, or brook trout populations are in decline. The remaining source spring, Springbrook, has been adversely impacted by land use higher in the watershed. Ohio's indigenous brook trout are clearly in jeopardy as the trout populations in the stocked streams continue to decline, and there is no comprehensive protection of Springbrook. The Ohio fish are barely hanging on, with a small group still surviving from the original population. Fortunately, there are some efforts underway that may provide hope. Geauga Park District implemented some stream habitat enhancements at both Springbrook and Woody Brook. The park system has also acquired a property that has a small stream suitable for habitat restoration and trout reintroduction. Working with the Geauga Park District and the Cleveland Metro Parks, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources is preparing a brook trout restoration plan that will outline future efforts. The question remains, will this be enough? If the past approach is continued without augmentation, it is reasonable to assume moderate, if any, success at best will continue, or there will be a slow decline. To date, one of the stock streams has been successful in developing a stable population of brook trout. However, there have been no efforts to replicate the work that was done at Sulphur Springs with in-stream propagation that over time had developed what appeared to be a sustaining population of fish. It's important to note that University School is currently upgrading their fish hatchery that Harmon developed over 30 years ago. The new facility will have greater production stability and capacity. Over 30 years ago, the Trout Club elected to support Terry Harmon and his aquatic education efforts at the University School. The Trout Club recognized the unique nature of his work and the value of providing hands-on experiences for his students. Through his decades of work, Harmon has proven his ability to successfully raise brook trout and was instrumental in confirming the unique genetic features of the native fish. But perhaps more important, he also has developed and refined several different approaches for in-stream natural reproduction of brook trout that have proven successful in Ohio streams. These have allowed brook trout spawning to succeed in streams with marginal habitat. While executed on a small scale, these labor-intensive techniques may be the best hope for the continued existence of native stream Ohio brook trout. It is the hope of the Cleveland Museum of Natural History Trout Club that the collaborative project of brook trout restoration be revitalized, including not only all of those previously mentioned, but also expanding to include additional research and academic institutions as well as conservation organizations. We have the knowledge, we have the skill, we can develop the resources, but the question remains, do we have the will to preserve this piece of Ohio's natural heritage?
This is a saga of Ohio's native brook trout. From many streams to one stream, from endangered to propagation to restoration. Thank you for being here, thank you for listening, and thank you for fishing.